What is up, everybody? In today's video we are going to focus on getting the E30 back on the ground. That means finishing everything underneath the car, all that in today's episode. My name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Let's get into it. We are going to try to get the E30 back on the ground. As you guys can see, it is suspended, so what we need to do is we need to put on the drive shaft, we need to fill the transmission with fluids, and we need to bleed the clutch. So as you guys can see, I have the old center support bearing on, but it didn't fit right and I want to do it properly, so I'm taking the time. I actually got a bearing puller, so this should work a lot better than just hammering and sawing it off. So we are going to get this set up and get the C-clamp all pulled off. So I cut the actual outer ring off because it wasn't fitting properly, and then we got it on. This thing is super finicky because it has like 3 ways of moving, so I'm just going to slowly crank it until this thing comes off. Okay, that is a bearing pull. Last time it took me like 2 hours. So worth the money. So here's the new bearing. You guys can see that the rubber is all intact and it's super nice, and it's only 20 bucks, so that's super nice, but let's get this bad boy on. Okay, so I have this pipe that I just found, and it has about the same diameter, and so what I'm gonna do is you want to make sure that you're just hitting the metal part of the bearing and not the actual bearing itself. So that's the part that's gonna be best to hit. So just light taps on that bearing until this seats fully and we can get the thing on. So just be very gentle and make sure to just work it on slowly. So from here you can actually see that notch for the C-clamp. So we're gonna see if this fits and spins properly, and then it should be good to go. So this time it went much easier. Nice, that's what I'm talking about. Perfect. Dust shields are both fitted and we are good to go. Okay, I'm for sure know that that's not how it's supposed to be done, but we made it happen. So let's get this bad boy in under the car. We got new drive shaft bolts, so that's sick. And dropping it on the, I was just dropping it on the bolts, and so that was able to get enough force to hammer it in without damaging the drive shaft, hopefully. So, yeah. We're gonna get this on. Let me tell you, I need to sweep this garage out. There we go. Okay, the back end is in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a completed drive shaft. Complete with new drive shaft bolts, a new center support bearing, and a can-do attitude. So you guys can see the splines are actually showing, but this is pretty regular. I think all you need is like 1.5 inches or something. Look it up, don't take my word for it. But this should be enough to actually have 0 issues. So we're all good. So I was almost certain that this transmission was drained, but just to make sure, I took off the bottom drain plug and completely doused the garage. So It was not drained, but now it's time to plug it back up and then fill it. Perfect. And that is a filled transmission. This thing has been, this little heat shield has been in the trunk for the last little bit, and this protects the heat from the drive shaft because this is where the exhaust runs. So we are going to fit this back up in the car with all these bolts and then call that good. Now off camera, I made my girlfriend help me bleed the clutch. It was actually pretty simple. It only took about 10 minutes. And it's so hard to get camera angles down there that I just decided not to film it, but check this out. So here's our Ireland Engineering relocator kit. I'm going to make a bracket, but it's fine right now as it is, but check this out. If we get in here and press on the clutch, see that it works just fine. And then we can throw it into gear. Oh geez, there's reverse. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Another part that came in was the hardline, the fuel hardline adapters that adapt the hardline to a AN fitting. So we're also going to throw those on today and just get extra progress on the E30. And then the exciting news is that the headers are ordered, so those will be going on in the next episode. So this means that we can cross off the drive shaft bolts, and the center support bearing. We also did the slave cylinder, so we can cross that off. So we just need a spall fan and then the power steering. Up here, we are getting the headers in, so we will be able to cross that out in the next one. And then we are working on the AN fuel lines. I'm going to get those ordered, as well as a fuel pressure regulator. So we are getting closer and closer to actually getting this thing started. So the E30 will be coming down off the jack stands, but we will have to put it up sometime later in the future because we will be needing to do a full custom exhaust, which I'm gonna trust Ryan Fabrication to do that. So we will be creating our own custom exhaust. I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I'm gonna do and just try to piece something together. So hopefully it should be good, you know, it'll work. Obviously I'm not doing any sort of crazy titanium exhaust like other YouTube channels and stuff like that. This is a simple garage build, so we're just gonna make something work, and I'm gonna show you guys that it's not as difficult as you might think it is. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars for an exhaust system. So that will be another project in the future, but for right now I would like to have the E30 back on the ground. Everything is done underneath it, which is super good and very exciting. It's good progress. When the headers come in, that should be an easy, simple bolt-up process, and then we can go from there on when to pull the trigger for the actual full exhaust system. So it should be relatively simple, but for now, let's get the E30 back on the ground. Well, because the E30 is so stupid low, I definitely almost cracked my front lip, so we are all good though. It bent a little bit, but it's because the rear is raised, so I realized that I raised the car in the rear after I got the front set up. So the car is even more at an angle down. Normally I don't have that issue, so oops. So drop the rear before you guys do the front. If you guys are, yeah. I'm so excited to get it on the ground. Okay, we're gonna roll it off the stands. Oh yeah, I know that some of you guys are new here, so you guys haven't seen the E30 actually on the ground. It looks good. Look at that beaut. I'm ready to have this thing run again. Okay, so now I'm going to pull off the intake manifold so that I can look at those lines down there, and then we're going to get the AN adapters on. So if you guys are doing the swap, I went ahead and got these guys. We'll see if they actually work. But it is a 5/16 inch hardline adapter to a -6 AN fitting. And there's two little O-rings in there. And then this clamps on so that it doesn't fall off. Sometimes the smallest bits are the hardest to actually source because not many people talk about the smaller parts. So hopefully this can help you guys. I just got these guys off of Amazon. I'm going to be going with Dishworks, the AN fuel lines, because they are a reputable company and I don't want any line in the fuel system leaking. So you might as well spend the good money on the fuel system because it could end up biting you later if there is leaking fuel in the engine bay. Oh, the throttle cable's still attached. Oops. Okay, we are going to set this over here. Working in this spot sucks. It's quite terrible. But we're almost done with the first line. One fuel line out. I don't know why somebody would even put this back on the fuel line. This thing is just completely destroyed. So that was part of the pain of trying to get this thing off, because it is completely warped and just all gone. So that's rough, but that is off. So we are looking at the two fuel lines down there. Let me see if I can zoom in on these guys so that it'll focus. So these two fuel lines, the two open lines, and if you see on the top one, it has a little notch in it, and that's what the cap is going to go over, the red cap on the AN fuel lines. So we are going to squeeze those on and get them all fitted. So on the AN lines, I just put a rubber glove on one of the, like on the top. That way our fuel is just less exposed to the atmosphere. So we'll go ahead and plug this and call it good. Oh no. Okay, well, unfortunately, I tried my best, but these guys aren't fitting. I guess the E30 hardline has a double flare to it, so I don't know if I should just cut off the top and get like a hardline cutter, or if I have the wrong like AN fitting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You know, you win some, you lose some. So, unfortunately, I am way out of my ballpark in this entire build. So I am learning as I go, and it's just part of the process. So, these guys, I tried it on another fuel line, the Honda specific one. that doesn't have the flare at the end, and it fit perfectly. So this one though, not fitting on the stock hardline. So it's that double flare on the end of the E30 one. So like I said, we will keep going. This is only another little speed bump in the entire thing, but we're still making progress. So I will do a little bit more research and find out what AM lines fit or what I have to do to modify the existing fuel system. So we will find out on that, but for now, let's roll the E30 back in the garage and call it a day. Perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I hope this video could help, and I hope you guys are excited about the E30. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Have an amazing day. Peace.